작년 10월부터 우크라이나군과 러시아군의 접전이 이어져 현재까지 우크라이나 전쟁에서 가장 많은 사상자가 발생한 지역 중 하나인 바흐무트. 지난 20일 러시아의 민간 용병 기업 화그너 그룹은 텔레그램에 바흐무트를 완전히 점령했다는 내용의 영상을 올렸습니다. 이에 대해 볼로디미르 젤렌스키 우크라이나 대통령은 바흐무트는 함락당하지 않았다고 주장했지만 현재 대부분 지역을 바그너 그룹이 통제하고 있는 상황인데요. 그럼에도 전문가들은 러시아군이 바흐무트 점령으로 얻을 실질적 이익은 거의 없을 걸로 보고 있습니다. 바흐무트 점령을 위해 너무 많은 전력을 소모한 탓에 이를 바탕으로 추가적인 진격을 할 힘이 남아있지 않다는 겁니다. 이렇게 된 가장 큰 원인은 단연 우크라이나군의 끈질긴 저항. 그 중심에 있던 의용군 부대에 대해 다룬 영상을 지금부터 여러분께 보여드리겠습니다.
Da Vinci Wolves. Why does a combat unit have such a name and how is it related to art? They liberated dozens of settlements across the country and defended the road of life to Bakhmut. This is the story of the Da Vinci Wolves, former volunteers who became one of the most formidable units of this war. Eastern Ukraine, Zaporizhia and Kherson in the south, Chernihiv region in the very north. They are hundreds of kilometers apart, and they are also the hotspots where Da Vinci Wolves unit managed to fight during the very first month of the full-scale invasion. From the very beginning, they rushed into battle in the most dangerous locations, as for them, the war had started long before February 2022. So where did they come from? In 2014, Russia seized Ukrainian Crimea and launched a hybrid war in the east. The situation was threatening. In response, thousands of volunteers stood up to defend their homeland, including a teenager named Dmitro Kotyubailo, who had just turned 18. He had neither combat experience nor served in the army, but his courage, motivation, and desire to learn quickly made him a leader. First, he led a squad, and then a company. Soon, this unit was called the Da Vinci Wolves, all because of the call sign of the young commanding officer. Before the war, Dmitro Kotyubailo dreamed of becoming an artist and studied at an arts high school. In 2021, he became the youngest person to receive the highest national decoration, the Hero of Ukraine. Since 2014, the Da Vinci Wolves have been fighting in some of the most intense battlegrounds, including Pisky, Avdiivka, and Savur-Mohyla. After the full-scale invasion, the Da Vinci Wolves emerged as one of the most capable units. They were tasked with the most difficult assignments in different areas of the front line, including the famous Kharkiv counteroffensive and the liberation of Balaklia, Kupiansk, and Kupiansk-Vuzlovy. So what did they use to fight so effectively? Da Vinci Wolves were at the forefront of implementing truly modern warfare tactics. They were among the first to leverage commercial drones such as the DJI Mavic for reconnaissance and fire adjustment on the front line. Da Vinci himself always stressed the need for terrain study and thorough planning, leading to the Wolves consistently having the lowest casualties among their peers.
Thanks to UAVs, we can detect them long before they approach our firing positions. And thanks to the accuracy of our artillery, we can suppress them in advance. We aim to ensure that infantry only engages as a last resort.
Most of the equipment used by the Wolves was captured from the enemy. Initially, they only had 120mm mortars, but they acquired heavier weapons through their battles. Alina Mikhailova, the fiancée of Da Vinci and the head of the Wolves Medical Service, recalled it this way.
Regrettably, we have not yet received any artillery systems, though we repeatedly requested at least M777 howitzers. Instead, we are making use of captured equipment, so-called Lend-Lease, from the Russians.
In 2022, the combat success of the Da Vinci Wolves and the acquisition of numerous trophy vehicles led to the former volunteer company becoming a full-fledged battalion, officially incorporated into the armed forces. Prior to that, the unit had been composed entirely of volunteers for the past 8 years. At their training ground, where they were selecting new fighters to expand the unit, only 3 to 5 out of 200 applicants were accepted on some days. In 2023, the Wolves have been performing combat missions in the toughest areas, including defending the Road of Life, the only supply route to Bakhmut that is constantly under fire. Regrettably, it was there that one of the tragedies of this war occurred. On March 7, 2023, 27-year-old Dmytro Kotsubайло da Vinci died while helping journalists and soldiers take cover during a shelling. The injuries that da Vinci sustained during the attack proved fatal. At his funeral in 2023, his comrades in arms, along with the Minister of Defense, Commander-in-Chief, and President, paid their respects at his coffin. His comrades continued to carry on with this mission. Once artists, engineers, and teachers, they now serve as soldiers in a battalion with a legendary name that has become renowned worldwide.
끝까지 시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 도움이 되셨다면 좋아요를, 다른 이야기도 궁금하시면 구독을 눌러주세요.